All right, cool guys. So today we have a pretty interesting webinar going on. As you guys know, we're going to be doing an overview of this TRW Stone Wizard. Now it's going to be a little bit shorter, and if you guys notice the time on the actual webinar. We're going to do a 45-minute webinar. Unfortunately, as soon as I get done with this webinar, this great wall I'm staring at right now is actually going to be torn down. They're actually making a hallway where I'm kind of facing. So that's the reason why we're going to cut this webinar a little bit shorter to 45 minutes. Of course, we're still going to have a lot of great information and might have a little special something for you guys at the end of the webinar as well. You guys know Matt is away on vacation, and normally when he's away, the guys here at the warehouse like to play around a little bit and have some fun and also obviously help you guys out. So definitely want to help you guys out, but because this is a shorter webinar, let's go ahead and get this started. So first things first, how many of you guys are actually working with the TRW Stone Wizard? I know I saw a lot of new names on the list here, on our attendees list, which, by the way, we have a great turnout today. We have over 80 attendees, which is phenomenal for how quick of time we had to actually post the webinar and get everything kind of situated. So it looks like a couple of you guys are already. Awesome. Seems like actually a good amount of you guys aren't trying, or at least trying the trial version, but don't have the full version. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Now, if you guys ever done any of the webinars previously, any of the webinars that we've conducted, basically how it works is we come in this with an open mind. We let you guys ask as many questions as possible and kind of feed off what you guys are saying in the questions. Now, you guys won't be able to see each other's questions, but I'm over here on the other side. I can see every question that's coming through. So just let me know if you guys have any particular question that's, it is within the boundaries of an overview of the Stone Wizard. Just I don't want to get too complex with the features for those that are just beginning. Again, this is a beginner webinar, so I want to definitely reach every audience out there as far as beginner all the way to intermediate. So definitely let me know if you guys have any questions at all as I'm going. Also, I tend to speak a little bit quickly, so let me know if I'm talking too fast so I can slow down for you guys, all right? Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm actually working here in CorelDraw X7 and using TRW Stone Wizard 2.14. So are you guys, everybody that does have the wizard, are you guys working with 2.14 already, or are you guys working with an older version? Okay, 2.12. Okay, that was the first one. Now, if you are working with the 2.12, guys, just remember in your orders, just go underneath your orders and you'll be able to download the 2.14. It's a free update for you guys. Has a lot of cool features in there, a lot of new things that we added specifically with the magic templates and a couple of things with the different templates over here where you can actually double cut now with the vinyl, and I'll show you guys all this when we get to it. But it looks like a lot of you guys already have the 2.14, which is awesome, which is going to correlate with this webinar quite well there. All right, guys, so now that I see that most of you guys are working with the 2.14, let's go ahead and get this this webinar started. So what do you guys think? Awesome. All right, so the first thing you guys notice is when you install the wizard is obviously this toolbar that pops up here at the top of your CorelDraw. What we have done is basically chosen every single tool that we work with as far as vectorizing in CorelDraw and just install the toolbar to make it easier for you guys. So what you guys see up here is obviously all your different tools all your tracing tools. You have your B-spline tool, your 2-point line tool up here, and then obviously your 3-point curve tool as well. You also have all of your shaping tools here. So you have your trim, you have your simplify, you have your weld, and so on. Also, you have your text edit tools here. So here you'll be able to edit your text, the fit text to path, and also change your upper lowercase as well. And some other things here, convert to curve, envelope docker here, and then we have the convert to curves as well up here. But basically what we just did is create a toolbar for you, make it easy for you guys, so you guys don't have to go into the toolbar over here, click your little triangle, and then get the extra features. We just made it easier for you guys to be able to one click away to the top toolbar, grab what you need, and start working. So just minimizing the time of actually creating the designs to obviously for you guys to make more money in the long run. So next thing is we'll pop the wizard open, and there it is. So one thing we've changed for the newer wizard for the 2.14 is we went ahead and actually added a zoom in and zoom out button here. We had a lot of issues with customers saying that their wizard didn't fit correctly in their screen, and obviously that has to do with the resolution of your monitor, but we wanted to go ahead and make it easy for everybody to be able to change the size of the TRW Stone Wizard. So we went ahead and added this quick zoom in and zoom out feature here for you guys. So you guys can easily zoom in and out depending on, the size that you want the wizard to be. Also, we added actually this is pretty important here. We actually had a lot of requests also to change the metric system here. So we actually added millimeters to the wizard as well. So if you guys are working with millimeters, I know a lot of the embroiderers out there work with millimeters as it is. So we went ahead and added that feature in there. Again, just making and being able to help your businesses out. So we also have, actually, let me show you guys something real quick here. So we have a Shop TRW products page here at the top. The great thing about this is we also have here where it says TRW Stone Wizard wish list here. Great thing about the wish list is you guys can enter anything in there. We actually look throughout the wish list very often, and that's how we come up with some of the ideas to enter some of the different features into the wizard. So that wish list right there, even though you think we might not look at it, we actually look at that quite often. Again, a lot of the features in the wizard come directly from you guys. If we feel that's going to help businesses out and help you guys grow, then we'll put it in that wizard. Again, the wizard is our own software, so we're able to switch in and out features like as we wish. So anything that you guys would think that is going to benefit businesses out there, let us know. We'll be more than happy to test it out and see if we can apply it to the wizard. All right, I do see a lot of questions coming in. Again, guys, just make sure you guys keep them coming. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions as I'm going, all right? All right, so first thing you guys notice up here is obviously your different stone sizes. So here we have our selection of stone sizes. So you can go anywhere from 6s all the way to your 34s. We even have SS100 here. Obviously, somebody's already been testing out the edit feature in our stone wizard. But what that is basically all your different stone sizes. Again, you can change it to millimeters if you wish, but we use 0.130 for SS10s. Of course, let's just say you guys went to a different company, purchased some stones that were different size. No problem. We have an edit tab in our stone wizard here that allows you to edit the stone size. So let's just say you're working with Swarovski. Obviously, those are bigger stones. You want to change the fixed rate size and obviously the variances as well. You can do all that here. Just hit save, and then you have that right in there for you. Also, to the right of that, we also have our colors. So all our different stone colors. This holds, I believe, about 24 to 26 colors here on the left-hand side. And, of course, we have the rest of them here in their drop-down menu. And, again, if you know the RGB color, just because you might not be using the same stone colors as we use, you can go right here to your Edit Color tab. If you know the RGB, just enter that in there. So let's just say we use TRW, and then you just type in 0, 52, and 1. See how it changes the color. Now there's like a forest green. Hit Save. You can hit Add, Save, and then you can also move it up the list if you like by your arrow key here. So just hit Save, and you'll have it right there in your color selection tab. All right. So let's go ahead and hit our Edit tab. So Edit tab is one of our most useful tabs that we'll be working with in the Stone Wizard. Especially if you're working with vinyl, this is going to be very, very useful tab here. So some of the cool things, some of the cool features in here, obviously we have our text spacing, which works very similar to our shape tool here in Corel. So let's just say we type out, let's go ahead and type out baseball. I know, surprise, surprise, right? So let's just say we type in, let's go ahead and choose our impact font. So we have impact, we have baseball, and we want to separate these letters apart. No problem. We have our text spacing here. So we can grab our little arrow key here at the bottom, and that can actually change the spacing of my letters. See that? So now if I actually want to just change one individual letter, what I can do is if I grab the little square down here at the bottom left corner, if I drag that, you see that? I can actually drag the letter all around my screen. So without breaking that curve apart, I can actually move around that letter. If you want to keep it in the same path, I can hold Control, and then I can just move it up and down as I wish. So that's going to allow me to edit those just exclusively those letters. If you like to move it up and down, that text spacing is going to allow you to do that. Also, in the same Edit tab, we also have our Fill to Stones here, right? Basically what that is, let's just say we have a couple stones around. Just say we have one here, and we want to fill this area in between those two stones. But you don't want to obviously add one by one. Well, what I want to do is go here to where it says Fill Between Two Stones. Click that. Bam. There's my stones filled in. Perfect. And now, as you can tell, we have a perfect separation. So it's all proportionate here, all evenly spaced. Exactly what we needed from that. All right. So that is our Fill Between Two Stones feature here. Obviously, the copy selected. Let's go back to that right here. And now, guys, all I did there was I hit Control-Z as in zebra, which brought me back to my previous, what I was previously had done. All right. So let's just say you want to duplicate this, and well, let's just say you want to make 5 copies. Let's go here to our copy selected. I'm going to go down 5 times, and there it is. So left click 5 times. I think I went over 1, but that's all right. You get the point there. So 5 times or 6 times I went down there, and now I have a row of stones here. So In a matter of no time, you can duplicate that particular line right there, or if you're working with a text or Word, you can do it that way as well. All right. Now, how many of you guys are actually working with HTV vinyl, specifically glitter vinyl? Okay, awesome. Looks like actually a lot of you guys are already, which is perfect. Awesome. All right, so what we have done is actually inserted the magic trap feature. So are you guys working with trapping at all right now? Okay, awesome. So it seems like some of you guys are. The reason we do a trapping method is because, okay, awesome, Denise, perfect. So Denise says, I want to learn. Excellent. So it looks like Denise is going to leave here at least knowing one thing. Awesome. So the trapping method, what it's going to allow you to do is it's going to create an overlap if you're working with two different color vinyls, especially if you're working with glitter vinyl, holographic. What it's going to do is going to allow you to place both of those different colors directly onto your garment. Obviously, this is just going to ensure the longevity of that particular design onto the garment. What we're going to do is, and I'll show you here. Now, obviously, I don't know if you guys seen some of the older videos where we show the trapping method just using CorelDraw. There was a lot of different steps to it where you had to do an overlayer, an overlap, contour line, and then you had to do a simplify and all sorts of things, and got a little messy. So what we went ahead and did is just cut the time in half for you guys. So we added our magic trap tool here, and I'll show you how quick and easy that works. So let's go ahead and we'll type out cheer. All right, so we got our word cheer here. And the great thing is, you'll notice with a lot of our TrueType fonts that we create, at least HTV TrueType fonts, you'll notice that we already insert this magic trap method into the design. So you guys don't even have to worry about it if you guys purchase one of our pre-made design or TrueType fonts, like the baseball laces or the baseball images like that, something like that. You guys don't have to worry about the magic trap. It's already in there for you guys. So let's go ahead and choose our cheer here. And I'm going to go, again, let's go ahead and choose impact. You'll notice I like to always work with bolder fonts. College Black is a great one, Arial Black, Impact, all great fonts to work with. All right, so let's go ahead and add outline for this particular design. So this is going to be a two-color design. So I'm going to go to my Place and Fill. So under my Place and Fill tab, you're going to be able to see all the different actual stoning out features. So all the different features that you need to actually do all your rhinestone part of the designing. And also you're going to see this Islands tab up here. The Islands tab, what it allows you to do is basically create a contour line for this particular design. Denise does have a question here. Should I only use HTV TrueType font for HTV and Bling TrueType font for Bling, as in they are not used back and forth? Denise, great question. Actually, we actually did install a feature in the wizard now that allows you to actually mirror the rhinestone design. And the reason for that is we've had a lot of customers lately asking about, you know, what can I use for maybe for a toddler or a onesie? And one thing we always recommend, and it's a video we've had on for a while, about 2.5 years now. It's a video we created. It's called Baby Bling. Now, this video basically runs you through the process of creating a rhinestone design or a rhinestone design look with HTV vinyl. And now, if you guys hear any loud noises in the background, again, I do apologize. We're in the middle of a build out, so bear with me as we go through the webinar. But if you do hear any noises in the background, just let me know. I'll stop for the time being. That way, you guys can hear everything I'm saying. But as far as the TrueType fonts and the Bling fonts, like you were mentioning, Denise, you can use HTV vinyl to cut out a rhinestone design, which is going to give you that cool looking rhinestone look if you're using holographic or glitter vinyl. But it's just going to be safer because you're using vinyl, not rhinestones. Now, as far as the HTV fonts with the rhinestones, the only thing you would be able to do is maybe do an outline, or you can fill the HTV font because the fonts would be a vector file. So you can actually fill the font with rhinestones. You can do an outline. But as far as being able to cut it out with a sticky flag, it just won't work because that's a solid vector file. Hopefully that makes some sense there, Denise. Let me know if you have any more questions, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and add a contour line to this particular cheer design here that we have here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go one to the outside. I don't want to add stones to this particular one. And we'll just go ahead and do maybe 0.1 for our contour spacing. So there it is. So it added my contour spacing. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit easier to see. So what we have here is a two-color design, all right? If I peel the top layer off, you'll notice it's a solid blue color in the background. So what I want to make sure I do is I want to do a simplify method and also do that overlap, the overlayer, which is going to give you a little bit of room for error when you're actually layering the second color or actually applying the second color, right? So let's go ahead and go, and I'm going to show you one more thing here. Let me go to my wireframe view. Notice I only have two layers there, all right? So let's go back to my hands view, and I'm going to just highlight my design, going to go back to my edit tab, and I'm going to hit magic trap, all right? Doesn't look like it did much, right? But let me go ahead and now take off the top layer, and there it is. So now not only did it simplify it, but let's go ahead and go to our wireframe view and see what else it did. There it is, bam. So look how easy it was. That's how easy it was to create that overlap layer there. So now we got an extra layer in there, which is going to allow you to, again, when you're actually pressing the two materials, it's going to give you a little bit easier time to actually line it up. So that overlay is pretty important there. Also, you have the simplify, which ensures you that once you apply this material to the garment, it's going to last. And obviously, you want to be confident when you go to your customers and let them know, hey, this is great material. It's applied correctly. This shouldn't have an issue falling off, which they will love you for. All right. So that is a trapping method. Now, does anybody have any questions in regards to that? I'd be more than happy to run through that real quick again. Again, that's a very important feature in the wizard, so I want to make sure you guys all get it. All right. And now, Denise, this would be one thing you could do. Let's just say we have this. Now, if I want to add stones to this particular design, what I can do is just go add stones, select the path, and it adds my stone to that. You see that? Let me go ahead and change the color of it so you can see it a little better. So I'm going to go here, and let's go ahead and just change that to yellow so you can see a little better, right? So you can add the stones to the path right like that, all right? So that would be one thing you could do with the pre-made HCV fonts already. Maxine, yep, I can definitely do it again. Maxine, and of course, now we do have different webinars as well, showing the basic overview of CorelDraw as well. So if you do have any questions after the webinar is over, please feel free to give me a call or shoot us an email, info@Rhinestone World, and I'll be more than happy to direct you towards those videos, all right? Janetta, contour spacing, it's one of those things you kind of just learn through repetition. I mean, honestly, if you're working with the stones, normally if you're working with SS6, SS10s, we'll use 0.14 or 0.07 primarily. And of course, I can get into that later on in future webinars. But basically, the contour spacing, again, repetition is how you're gonna get the contour spacing down. I mean, and obviously that's preference, depending how big of a border you want to have or outline you want to have for a particular design. I mean, that's completely up to you. All right. Is there a way to put the bling around the entire word cheer instead of each individual letter? Yes, Denise, great question. Let me show you guys that real quick. So actually, when I get to the place and fill, Denise, I'll go over that, right? Before, let me go ahead and show Maxine what we just did there with the magic trap, right? And I saw your question, Tanya, if you want to. Yeah, absolutely, Tanya, and I'll show you that real quick here as well. So let's go ahead and do TRW. Let's go ahead and type out TRW. All right, so I'm going to type out TRW, get another nice bold font in there. And now, if you guys haven't seen some of the fonts I was referring to earlier, these are some of them right here. So you got your soccer ball, you got your football laces, you got your basketball pattern, baseball, HCV, all different ones there. And I'm going to actually show you guys here momentarily how to convert that into a two-color design, all right? But first, Maxine, let me go ahead and take care of you real quick here. So, again, let's go ahead and now let's see what else we got. Arial. I know I got Arial Black here. All right, so we have Arial Black, and now we want to add a second color. So let's go ahead and place and fill. We're going to do another contour line of 0.0.2. And then, Tanya, real quick for you, if I do 2, see that? It creates 2 islands for me. So that's all you would do, exactly. You already had it down packed. So you said put 2 islands, exactly. You put 2 islands. Or you can do simply, if you don't want to do it that route, what you can do is do 1 island this way. So if you want to have different size islands, so, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do an island fill. And then if you want to go another island and say maybe do this one at 0.1, then do another island like that. You see that? So now you got different sizes for the actual contour spacing. So you can do it that way as well. And obviously, one reason you could do it that way is now if you try to put stones on this one and this one, see that you can do 2 different color stones or do the different rows of stones that way as well. All right, does that make some sense? Okay, no problem at all. Glad I could help there, Tanya. All right, so Maxine, let's go ahead and get this. Go ahead and show you this magic trap method here. All right, and Denise, I'll show you how to do just around the word as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to my edit tab now. One thing I noticed is the T, the R, and the W are a little bit spaced out, which is perfect if I want to create, if I want to go ahead and do an outline with rhinestones. So we're going to leave it just how it is. Otherwise, I can go to my text spacing here and change the spacing from each individual letter. All right. So let's go ahead and do that island fill now. So now we have a 2-color design, and I'm going to highlight my design. All right. So Maxine, you're still here with me? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I highlight my design. Now I'm going to go to my edit tab. So here in my edit tab, I have my magic trap. So again, this is your overlap, kind of your overlap spacing here. So the 0.02 is just the contour for the overlap that I'm going to create. So if you want to go a little bit more, if you want a little bit more room in between to actually get that perfect layering done, then you can do that. Now the only thing with that is it might show a little bit of the material coming through. So you got to be careful with that particular offset there. All right, so all we do now is hit Magic Trap. Bam, that's it. That's all there is to it, Maxine. So once I hit Magic Trap, we're ready to go. That's it. That is my design created there. Now I can just go to my templates here, right click, and there it is. Separates the colors for me, and this is ready to go. All right. And now don't freak out, guys. I'll come back to the templates tab here. We got a lot of cool things in there to help you guys out, make your designing process quicker. But I'll show you guys exactly how I did this mirror and created the template all at once. All right. So now, Denise, let's go ahead and show you how to add a nice border around this with rhinestones. All right. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Since we want it about 9.5 inches wide, let's go 9.58 is good. All right, Maxine says, okay, so we can use 2 or more different colors in our vinyl. Yes, Maxine, exactly. So this is what's going to allow you to do the two holographics or the 2 glitter vinyls without having to layer it. All right, that's going to, again, bypass that layering method, and it's going to, again, ensure the longevity of that particular design. Awesome. Glad I could help there. All right, so what I can do now is, again, I'm going to go up to my toolbar up here, and notice if you scroll over it, obviously it's going to tell you exactly what it does. So what I want to actually do is create a boundary for this particular design, all right? So let's go ahead here, and I'm going to create a boundary. So if I go to my boundary tab here, notice what it did is just create a little bit of outline. You can't really tell much, but, oh, I'm sorry, Denise. I know what you wanted me to do. So in that case, Denise, what I do want to do is I want to get these letters together closer. All right, because you actually want them all to be in around the letters, not actually in each individual letter, right? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, because what that was going to do is actually just going to place it around each individual letter. There's 2 ways to go about that. So let's just say I can make my contour spacing a lot larger. So if I go something like this, 0.2, notice how now it touched each. Now it's actually going around the actual design, or I can make that contour spacing larger so it actually only goes around, or you can get these letters closer together. So I can go to my edit tab, text spacing, and get these closer together. And then I can create a boundary, all right? And that boundary is just going to allow me to basically put it around the actual whole design. So create a boundary. Let's go ahead and place and fill. We're going to do another outline. And see that, how it actually just goes around the whole entire thing? Perfect. Does that help, Denise? Awesome, awesome. So yeah, and there you can just add the stones. Glad I could help. Then you said, you the man. Hey, there you go, Maxine. Awesome, awesome. And that's the great thing about these webinars, Maxine. Even something like that, Maxine actually said, help me too. And the great thing is, even something like this where it might not even pop in your head that you might want to try something like this out, somebody else might ask it, I do it on here, and then you're like, oh, wow, that actually helps. So great thing about the webinars and being able to ask the questions in real time. Deborah, I'll slow down for you. See, Deborah already said it. You talk really fast. I know everybody thinks I'm up from up north. I just got 2. Exactly, Maxine. And we got a lot of webinars that you can actually watch through. So make sure. Jersey, huh? I'm actually from Florida. Well, I was born in Cuba, but I live in Florida. But I don't know why. I mean, I was just given the gift of speaking really fast, I guess, which means I mumble a lot as well too. So if I do start mumbling, let me know, guys. Janetta, perfect. Janetta said add the stones. And now one thing you guys also can do is, like, notice these areas right here. If you want to get rid of that, because when I created my island, it basically creates this into a vector image now. So I can actually edit these nodes here, delete that. We can delete this node here, and see that now it straightens it out for me. And all I did is I double clicked it. So let's go back. So if I go up here to my outline, I double click my outline. See how it gives me this line here? So now I can actually go ahead here and move this around and adjust those nodes to fix this particular outline. So let's just say you don't want to see this little area right here. It's going to try to place stones in there. If you don't want that, what I can do is highlight that area, delete, and there it is. We can move on to actually adding the stones, all right? So now, to help Jonata out, I'm going to go over here to my Add Stone Selected Path, and there it is. Now notice how we got some stones touching here in the corners. What I can do from there is actually hit my corner detect. And notice how if I go down here to my bottom right corner screen here in the wizard, there's a little arrow, red arrow that says back. If I go back, it just undoes what I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and select my outline here. I'm going to do add stone, select the path, and bam, there it is. So see how nice and clean that comes out rather than having all those corners touching? So that's one reason you would do the corner detect there. All right? Ann is always uplifting. On a Friday, she is a positive one for sure. She said, I'm not a real beginner, but I learn something every time I watch, even beginners webinar. Keep watching, everyone. Awesome, man. And see, that's what we like to hear there. As long as we're showing you guys at least one or two things throughout each webinar that you guys can benefit, that your business can benefit from, I think our job is done here. So let's go ahead and move on and show you some other cool features that the wizard offers. Obviously, that's just one of the minor features there. So let's go ahead and hit our two-color magic. So remember earlier we were working with when I showed you guys that our TrueType fonts, our HTV TrueType fonts, and let's go ahead and type out let's go cheer again. So let's type out cheer, and then if I go to my fonts tab here, and again our fonts tab, you'll see all the fonts that you actually have in your fonts library. You guys will find right here. Also, you have a font folder or tab here, which you can type in any font, and it's going to show up right there. If you double-click the font, it's going to actually show up here. If you hit add to favorites, it's going to add it right here to your favorites fonts tab for you to use at any time. So if it's one that you constantly use, make sure you add it to your favorites. Now you must have more than one font up there, which is fine. I mean, just add a couple fonts up there in order to have that favorites list going. Another cool thing is if let's say if I go here to my first one where it says TRW 275 TTF RF. Now notice how nothing happens, right? The reason for that is I typed the cheer in lowercase. And notice if I look at my font preview here, it tells me it's only an uppercase font. So very important. We always get calls in saying when, first starting out with TrueType fonts, I can't see, I typed it out, I don't see it. Well, did you type it in lowercase or uppercase is the first question we'll ask. From there, obviously, there could be some issues with actual font installation, but for the most part, it'll be something where they're typing it in the wrong case. In this case, we need uppercase, so let's go up to my change case up here, and I can do uppercase, hit OK, and there's my cheer. See how quickly we change that? So that uppercase up here, lowercase, is going to tell me it's going to be very useful working with these fonts, especially if you're just starting off. Yes, Maxine, yep, absolutely. So this only pulls, and now this only pulls the TrueType font. So the TrueType fonts that you actually have in your font library. So if you have installed a font in the past, it could be, let's just say you go to the .font.com, which is you get a lot of free fonts off of there. You can install a font, it goes straight to your font library. You'll be able to see it here in the wizard. All right. Where was change your case? Deborah, change your case is another one of the quick features we added here in the toolbar. Let me show you real quick. So let's say we type in TRW, lower or uppercase, so we want to change it to lowercase. I'm going to go up here to my toolbar. So I have my edit text, I have my fit text to path, and then I have my toggle case. So right here, just click on that. It's going to say change case. So I'm going to do sentence case, lowercase. So let's go ahead and hit lowercase here, hit OK, bam. That's how quick and easy it is. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to my cheer design here, or cheer word that we created earlier. And let's go ahead and choose our TRW baseball font. So baseball font. Now we have our outline, my fill of the design here. All right. So what I want to do is, I know this is a two-color design. So let's go ahead and add a second color to this particular design. So I'm going to go back to my Stone Wizard. Under my Edit tab, we have a two-color magic text. All right. Let's go ahead and click on that and see what happens. Bam. That's how quick and easy it is to add the second color. All right. So very easy to interchange those, the different colors for the cheer or the different fonts that we have there. And this also works for a TrueType font for Rhinestones as well. So let's go ahead and grab this part here. This is the original one. Actually, hold on. Let me go here, and I'm going to duplicate this one. So if I go back here and I choose one of my TrueType fonts, and let's say we have our TRW Athletic two-color, right? Select that. I'm going to go back to my Edit tab, two-color magic. So now we have our two-color design. See that? Denise. Oh, Denise is a step ahead of you guys. So Denise's question is there a way to make the orange in bling and the black in HTV? There is, actually, Denise. The only thing with this particular font, it'll be pretty tough. I'm sorry, I misread the question originally. But Denise, if you could do the outline here in Rhinestones, the only thing is with the actual laces here, it's going to take some manipulating, a lot of editing with the Rhinestones. One thing you could do, though, let me show you here. Again, remember that boundary that we used earlier? Let's go ahead and go back to that boundary. Go back to my place and fill. I'm going to do add stones this time at point. Let's go ahead and point 0.07. All right, let's see what happens. Bam. See, we can do it that way where it actually places the stones around. Oh, you know what we did wrong there? This design's way too small. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. So let's make it a legit 9.5 there. Go in, and I'm going to actually click on my boundary, and I'm just going to do an outline. See that? So that's one thing you could do with it, is add an outline to that pre-existing TrueType font like that. All right? So Denise, again, I wouldn't recommend switching the black, or excuse me, the orange to Rhinestones just because it's going to take you a lot of editing. But something like this, it looks really cool. Another thing you could do, let's just say you don't want the orange. One thing you could do is simply take out the orange, leave the rhinestones in there. So now what I have is, let me show you here. So what we have here now is a cool looking, let's say you want to make that hot pink. Now what we have here is a cool looking design. Let me go ahead and change this. So if I select one of my stones here and I go to my select all same stones at the top here, it's going to select all those same color stones. So now I can change that to white. Let's just say we make a box around it. And now what I want to show you is how the shirt's going to show through. So edit tab to back, and see that because I took off that orange, it actually now lets the shirt shine right through. So it's only one color vinyl design, but it looks really awesome with that shirt showing through, and then you got the outline of the laces there. So just another thought that you can go with where instead of actually cutting out two different vinyls or trying to convert the vinyl to rhinestones, another quick and easy method there to go off of. Denise, now for that, you would measure the size of the bow, and then what the great thing about these H2V fonts is that you can readjust the size to whatever you need to have it at. So if you did want to go smaller, you can certainly do that. But at first, of course, you measure the size of the bow or the area you're trying to put it in, and then you can easily adjust the size to that and then place the stones afterwards. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Now, I still have my cheer down here. Now, the one thing you'll notice, if I still click on it, I can't manipulate each individual stone. It's still a path. It's still converted into a compound path. So what I need to do is resize this design, because what I want eventually is to have each individual circle be its own vector object. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to my resize feature, or my resize design up here, and I'm just going to click on that. So I have SS10 selected. It says not all stones are 0.13. Would you like to replace the stones? I'm going to hit yes, and there it is. Now it brings it up to the true size of that particular font, and if I zoom in, I can actually see that each individual circle is now its own vector object, and you can also see if you double-click it as well. But up here, it's going to tell me the 0.13, which is exactly the SS10, which is exactly what we were looking for. Now we're ready to go. So this design will be set and ready. Now what we'd have to do is obviously separate the colors. So I would go here, templates, TRW Magic Templates, and there it is. So that's how easy it would be to create a word like that with a pre-made TrueType font. All right, and that's obviously using the TRW Stone Wizard. There is a way to do the two-color, to add the second color via CorelDraw, but again, it takes a couple different steps to get to that particular point. Janetta, yes, I will. I will show you the hatch fill. I'll be getting to that here momentarily. And now I know we have about 10 minutes left from the 45 minutes, but as you guys can tell, it might go a little bit longer, as it normally does. So I'll make sure I'll get one of the guys, like the construction workers, hold off for a few more minutes for you guys, all right? So let's go ahead and bring in this. Last thing I want to show you guys here in the Edit tab is our magic envelope here, and also the vertical text. So let's go ahead and bring in a design. This is actually one of the designs we're going to be posting later today, is our football magic template design here. So really cool looking design that, again, we'll be posting later today. So let's go ahead and ungroup this real quick here. So these are some of the multi-deck magic envelope designs that we've been creating lately. I don't know if you guys saw the one with the baseball recently. Go Hawks, there you go. Deborah, I wonder who you're rooting for. Actually, it was pretty interesting. We were at the ISS show this past week, and a couple of the companies are from the area, so they were all had the game going on while we were at the ISS show, and it was quite impressive game. What about that two-point conversion there? What about it? What that pass was ridiculous, huh, Deborah? Unbelievable. What a game. I think it's going to be a great, exactly. Awesome doesn't even come close to describe that that particular play there, especially to go ahead by 3 points, and then the way Green Bay came back, and then overtime, it was ridiculous. Awesome, awesome game. And if you guys haven't noticed, we're huge sports fans here at the Rhinestone World, so you guys start talking about sports, it might distract us quite a bit there. Could you tell all the references there? All right, so very cool designs here. Again, let's go ahead and say you want to add maybe paint, or let's say Lakewood paint or Lakewood football or Lakewood Panthers here, and then we'll put let's do Lakewood football Panthers at the bottom. So very quick and easy. So let's go ahead and do Lakewood. Oh. So we'll do Lakewood here. Let me go ahead and just make it all uppercase. We'll do Lakewood. Right underneath that, I'll do Mustangs. So let's just say we have this typed out. And then we'll do football as well. Perfect. So we'll do football. All right, so let's go ahead and change this to, again, let's just do impact, just for the time being. All right, so change those to impact. Now, notice I'm not going to change anything else on there, right? So right now, actually, I'll leave these two for now, just so I can show you the vertical text. But let's just say we want to add the Lakewood to every top part here. So this is everywhere you see a top envelope, we're going to go ahead and add Lakewood too. So we'll go there, 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 and then we're going to go Lakewood. So now I want to add that Lakewood to each individual envelope up here, right? What I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go magic envelope and see how quick and easy it adds that to that particular envelope there. Now the great thing is I didn't have to resize my Lakewood there. It just added it right to it. So didn't have to edit that part out at all. It just adds it to it. So now we want to go ahead and add the Mustangs. All right, no problem. Let's go Mustangs at the bottom envelope. So let's go here, not particularly that one, and here. And then we're just going to hit magic envelope. Oh, I'm sorry. Notice what we didn't do there, guys, is actually select our Mustangs part. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're going to select here, 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 and we'll select here and here as well. Add Mustangs, magic envelope, bam. Look how easy that is to add that second word in there, right? Yeah, Deborah, what that was is we, for that Lakewood, I think I'm going to have to fix that the envelope up there. I think it was just something to do with the envelope. So just, it's a good thing we didn't check that out before we posted it, huh? But basically, you'll notice down here we also have our different options for the envelope tools. So we have vertical, original, we have horizontal, and then the putty. So by changing all these around here, it's also going to impact the way that it shows up in the envelope as well, right? So make sure you guys take a look at that as well. And now these are all options that Corel gives you. The ones you're going to be using more of is the vertical, horizontal, and then original and putty we don't use nearly as much because you get those weird disoriented or disordered letters that we don't want to work with. So now let's just say you do want to add, let's just say we want to add Lakewood football here to the actual column standing up like this rather than having to place it, go here, change it to 90 degrees, and then try to place it inside that particular column there. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is actually make it look, we actually want to make it vertical so that it's easier to read. So let's go back to 0, and I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to hit vertical text. And see that hitting vertical text just basically converts that text vertically, and now I can put that directly into my column there. So let's go ahead and do football. We'll do the same thing with football here, vertical text, and now we're ready to go. So I can go here. Let's go ahead and select here, here, click football, magic envelope, bam, Lakewood's in there. All right, perfect, Teresa. Let me know if you do lose volume again, all right? So that's how easy it is to add that vertical text directly into that column right there and how to actually convert into a vertical text, all right? So pretty easy. Have you guys actually been working with the magic templates at all? Oh, it looks like some of you guys have. Oh, awesome. Love them. Perfect. Matthew, it just, again, it just makes the actual designing process a lot quicker, especially if you have a lot of the same designs you want to create. You're going to instantly add those different customization words or letters in there to customize that particular design and make it look really awesome. But again, the customer doesn't see the time that you're putting into it because it's really quick and easy. What they're seeing is a beautiful design, finished product that they're willing to pay that amount of money for. Perfect, Maxine. So it's, you can watch as many webinars as you guys want. You can watch as many videos as you want. But I always say the best way to actually learn is to get in there and actually start practicing. So the way I learned, I had math videos going on one screen, and then I would be trying the same things on my other screen. And honestly, it's almost better to mess up right off the start. That way you can understand the things that can work and don't work. So if something happens where Corel crashes on you, don't get overwhelmed. Just pick it back up, open Corel back up, and just knock it out, you know. It's the best way to do it is just repetition. So I think if you guys keep practicing and watching the videos, you guys will be getting this in no time. Yes, we are recording the webinar as well, guys. So if you guys never been to one of our webinars, we record most of them, and they'll just be put directly into our YouTube channel for you guys to later watch, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and, again, now this football template here will be placed on our website after the webinar. I believe it's going to be at 50% off, so you guys make sure you guys get this awesome football multi-deck here. Very cool design. Obviously, you get all these different designs, and it's going to be, I believe it's priced at $25 for today. So ridiculous price for these awesome templates, and you get almost 7, 8 templates out of it. So make sure you guys, if you guys are into football, make sure you guys check this one out. Very, very hot sell it's going to be, all right? So let's go ahead and move on. So now we're going to go to our Place and Fill tab. Now, again, the Place and Fill tab, very, very important tab. I know we had a question earlier in regards to the hatch fill. So let me show you guys the difference between island and hatch. Offset here, I won't get into just because it's a little bit confusing, the offset fill. Not everybody's going to use it, so I don't want to get you guys too confused with that particular feature there. So let me go ahead and show you the more important ones, such as the island fill, hatch fill, and then I can show you a cool little, some cool effects that you can also create with the TRW Stone Wizard. All right. So first thing, let's go ahead and draw a couple circles here. So we'll have a circle here, and then we'll also have, let's just say we'll type out the letter M. Letter M. All right, and we'll go ahead and change this into a impact again. Perfect. All right, so we have our letter M here, and you'll see why we're using this particular letter here momentarily. But first thing I want to show you guys is an island fill. So let's go back here. So we'll put 0.00. I don't want to have any islands. I already showed you what if you put a number in there, and the islands is going to give you 1 island, all right? So what I want to do is actually fill this particular circle. So what I want to do is just go inside. I'm not going to add any islands this time, but I'm going to still do an island fill. And see what it does? It basically creates an island all the way down to the middle. So it's going to duplicate that same design over and over and over until it reaches the middle here. From here, we can just clear our paths, and there it is. So now you have a couple stones here that you might have to fix. So you can actually go here, fix these up. Really easy to fix those. So you can go in there and fix those, right? But look how clean and nice that particular circle came out. Now, if I try to do a hatch fill on here, watch how ugly it comes out. So if I do a hatch fill, look at that. Not even close to what we want to accomplish here. This is very ugly. Notice how what it does is creates horizontal lines. So it doesn't actually follow that path. So if you're working with more of a block design, a rectangle block, or the M down here, it's going to come a lot nicer. It's going to look a lot nicer with this particular fill. But if you try to do island fill with this M, it's not going to come out as nice. So let me show you guys what happens when I do that. So let's go ahead and choose crystal here, and I'm going to do an island fill. See that? Let me go ahead and, actually, crystal might have not been the best color to do there. Let's go ahead and use a yellow here, and I'm going to do an island fill. And again, notice how when I zoom in, it tried to create those islands going all the way down to the middle, and look how ugly that came out. Not exactly what we wanted. Right now, there would be a lot of editing we would have to do for this particular design. But now watch what I do. Watch what happens if I do now a hatch fill. See that? Look how much cleaner and nicer that looks. Now that's what we were trying to accomplish there. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit better. Let me go ahead and get rid of my paths. And I'll make this into, let's go ahead and change this to black, and then this to black as well. So look at the difference there, right? So this is our island fill here, and this is our hatch fill. So we can obviously get rid of that one because that just doesn't look good. And now what we have left over is our M here. So notice how I have some stones here that are touching. Now actually there's about 4 things you can do to actually fix those stones up there, right? Janetta, you need me to go back and redo that real quick? Deborah, all I'm doing is copy and paste. So let's go ahead and go back here, and I'll show you guys very slowly, all right? So let me go ahead and type out my M here, and I'm just going to go ahead and increase it, all right? So if I want to duplicate it, let's go ahead and go back to impact. All right, so let's just say I got my impact font here, and Deborah, this is for you. So if I want to duplicate this particular letter, all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down, and I'm going to right-click. So I'm clicking, I'm holding down left-click while I drag that M, and I'm just going to simply right-click. Or another quick one is if you hit your space bar, it duplicates it as well. So two ways to go about it. You can either right-click while dragging, or you can spacebar click while dragging. So both ways will give you a quick and easy duplication right there. All right. All right. So Janetta, let me show you again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my M here. If I go to my stone wizard and I do an inside fill, I'm going to add stones. I'm going to corner detect, and I'm going to add my islands. Actually, I'm not going to do corner detects for the island fill. So all I want to do is just hit island fill. All right. Oh, no problem, Deborah. All right. So I'm going to hit my island fill. And there it is. So fills that part out, but look how ugly it comes out. Again, it's going to try to duplicate that particular design all the way till it reaches the center of the particular design. So that's why it came out very ugly, very inconsistent. The stones are exactly what we need them to be. Whereas if I go to my hatch fill, so again, if you notice here, my settings, I have no islands selected. I have my inside. I have add stones. I don't have a contour spacing, just because I'm not adding a second layer, but I can. I'll actually create one for you guys here where I can actually do a two-color design with rhinestones. All right? So let's go ahead and duplicate this M again. So what I can do now is I'm simply going to go to my hatch fill. Actually, let me go ahead and do corner detect because I'm using a hatch fill. So I'm just going to simply hit hatch fill, and there it is. That's all there is to it. And now I can highlight my design, because notice right now we still have the background. So that's my path. They're still in there, which we need to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my design. I'm going to hold my shift, and I'm just going to simply hit clear paths right here. There it is. And that's how easy it is to get that background off of there. So again, now we have, now, Janelle, did that make more sense there? Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys here. Now we have some stones touching here, all right? A couple things you can do, like I was saying earlier. We can highlight this whole design, and I can do a mark top overlay or a mark bottom layer. We're just going to mark the stones are actually touching, right? Or we can simply do a merge overlap. We're just going to merge those. It's not going to show me which ones are touching. It's just going to merge them together. You see that? So maybe the merge now might not be exactly what you want to do every time. Here's another route. So we actually have a magic respace button here. The magic respace is a very, very useful tool, especially with optimal, specifically for the rhinestones. So let me go ahead and zoom in here and show you exactly what that magic respace button is going to do. So let's just say, and now one thing is you guys can also go here, B-spline tool it, and actually create a line for it to respace it on. But I mean, I've gotten to the point that I've gotten pretty good at just clicking each individual one here. I'm going to click that one. I'm going to click, oops, see how they're touching. So we're going to click that one, click that one, and I'm just going to hit magic respace. See that? Bam. Respaces it all correctly, and that's how easy it is to actually get that even space in between each individual circle, but it also separates them so they're not touching anymore. You see that? So again, that is our magic respace tool, which is down here. And let's go ahead and show you one more time here. So let's just say we have these particular designs here. So what I can do is I'm going to select here. I'm going to do magic respace. Bam. It respaces it for me. You see that? Again, we have these here. Let's go ahead and select this one. So what I'm doing is I'm holding shift down. I'm clicking on my first dot, letting the software know that that is where it needs to begin. All right, and then I'm gonna just hit magic respace, and there it is. Bam. So see that? What I'm doing is just respacing it and making the design look a lot cleaner. Are you guys working with the respace tool already? If you haven't, it's gonna be a very, very useful tool, and it's gonna cut the production time down for you guys tremendously. A lot of designs, perfect. There you go. Awesome. Now, specifically if you're working with different designs, like I always like to show the heart. A heart is one of those designs that is just almost impossible to stone out correctly, just because there's areas where the stones just don't want to go. And the magic respace tool is going to allow you to clean those areas up with a matter of minutes, where you won't have to do all the moving each individual circle to make it fit in certain spots. Whereas the magic respace tool will do that for you, and it's going to actually space it out evenly for you as well. Janetta, we should have this video hopefully. If I said today it's going to be a little bit, I might be lying to you just because of all the craziness going on here with the build out. So hopefully let's try for, if not today, early next week. Hopefully by Monday next week, all right? Maxine, perfect. Maxine said no, but just save me an email or phone call down the road. Awesome. And that is obviously what we're trying to accomplish here at the webinars, is make sure you guys get all these questions because you're able to ask at the real time, I can show you exactly how to do it as we're going, as long as it stays within the subject that we're covering. All right, so real quick, let me show you guys how to do a two-color design here. And then what we're going to do is create a mock-up. So we'll put this in a mock-up for you guys and do some cool things with it. So let's just say we have a customer, and they really want to put this M in the front of their shirt, and they want to do a multi-deck design. So they're going to want, what they want is, they want to basically create a two-color vinyl design with rhinestones, and they want their customized name on the back. All right, so no problem. What we have is a mock-up feature that we can send them exactly what it's going to look like prior to you guys actually creating the design, or at least cutting out the design, so that the customer knows exactly what that's going to look like. So what we can do is, and everybody said, no, get this webinar up tomorrow. I need it for the weekend. All right, Maxine, we'll see what I can do. I got actually Daniel's over here right next to me. Unfortunately, I'm sitting on a desk right here on the front of the office, looking outside the window into a wall that's about to be broken down. But Daniel's sitting right next to me as I'm doing the webinar, and he is laughing because he's like, there's no way. Just adding more work to the list, which is what we love to do here. Let him know. But he said he'll get it done for you guys, all right? There you go. Yes, Daniel, take everything off your task and create this, all right? Denise, let me show you. It's actually Daniel. Denise, he's a guy, I'm sorry. But Denise, let me see if I can show you the scatter effect, all right? So let me show you guys real quick how we're going to create this this multi-deck design here with two-color vinyl and also rhinestones around it, all right? So let's go ahead here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and create an outline. So let's go ahead and go 0.07 here. We're going to go no stones to the outside. So we're just going to create actually, let me go ahead a little bit bigger than that. So let's go 0.1. I'm going to add my island there, bam, right-click. So what we have is a two-color design, right? No problem. So let's go ahead and use our magic trap. So I'm going to go to edit, I'm going to hit magic trap, and now we have this design magic trap. All right? So now we still need to add the stones to this particular design. So let's go ahead and go to my boundary. So again, guys, this is exactly what I did earlier, showing you guys the boundary and the second, how to add the layer with the rhinestones. And so that way I can show you guys actually the mock-up feature, all right? So I'm going to go to my place and fill again. Now what I want to do is actually, I'm going to go ahead and create this at 0.07 because this one is actually, will have the stones around it. So we're going to go add stones, corner detect, island fill, bam, ready to go. So now we got our stones on the outside. Let's go ahead and get rid of these paths. So we still got a boundary there. We still got this there, which we don't want. So let's go here, clear paths. And then obviously we're going to go here. I'm going to right click it to get rid of my path, and there it is. So now what I have here, get rid of that top layer because we created a boundary. So we'll get rid of that top layer, and now we have our still two-color design with the rhinestones around it. You see that? It's a very nice and easy, actually came out really clean except for a couple areas here where we can do a nice merge overlap. So I'm going to go here. And now when you guys are doing merge overlap, the merge overlap only works with rhinestones. So say you have a multi-deck design like this, you will have to go here to select a stone and then go to select all same stones at the top, and then you can do your merge overlap. All right, so that's going to create the merge overlap for me. There it is. So now we can go ahead and create the mock-up for your customer. All right, so let's just say, oh, great. So, I mean, if that's what you guys have been having issues with, like I said, at the beginning of the webinar, let me know. I'd be more than happy to cover more of this part as far as actually the placing the stones part to show you guys that process as well. But I'm glad this is helping you guys out as far as being able to add a layer and doing multi-layers like we're doing right now, where you can actually place the stones for one and then maybe not do maybe use the other one for vinyl. Chrissy, as far as the spacing, again, for the rhinestones, you'll notice because we're using 0.130 for the rhinestone, so just to give it a little bit more room, I look at it as 0.140. So that I know is 0.140. If I put it at 0.07, it's going to be outside of this layer right here. Because if I put it at 0.140 right here for the contour spacing, it's just going to be too much spacing in between this and this. So what I want to do is, and again, repetition and kind of just being able to work with the software, you'll be able to understand kind of this lingo a little bit better. And I do see a lot of questions coming in. I will be able to answer all these for you guys. But yeah, as far as the spacing, and especially if you're working vinyl, that's completely up to you depending on how thick you want the border to be or the outline to be. Again, that's just completely up to you. But the spacing for the stones, And I mean, that's something I can actually, if you guys want, I mean, we're actually putting that in our cheat sheet that we're creating, which we have on the website. Let me actually show you. I'll show you guys at the end there where we actually have that located. Even in the, actually, we have it in the wizard as well, so I can show you that through the wizard. But I'll show you that cheat sheet that we have created where you guys can actually see some of the shortcuts. That will show you some of the different features that you can use with different features. All right? Absolutely, we'll do. I'll show you guys. Sharon, what is the name of the video where you use the word cheer and scatter the rhinestones around it? You even used Sharon. Actually, I can show you that, guys. I can actually. It's been a while since I've done it, but I can actually show you guys how to do that. All right, how to do a scatter box. Let me see. I'll do it for you guys. Worst case, right here, video tutorials, guys. Go to your place and fill. We have these videos right here that will show you how to do that as well. All right. So if you go to right here to scatter box. It's going to take you to a YouTube video that shows you how to utilize that scatter box. All right, guys? So even if you guys don't remember where that particular video is, this feature right here in the wizard is going to show you exactly how to use those features. So again, Stone Wizard video tutorial. It's the third one at the top here. It's going to show you all these different tabs. It mimics the look of the original wizard, the normal wizard. The only thing is if it has a yellow background, you know that's a video tutorials tab. That, if you click on it, it's going to take you to our YouTube channel. Now, we do have a video for every single feature in the wizard to help you guys through the process of learning. So, obviously, we understand on a Sunday night you might not be able to reach us, or you can. You can shoot us an email, Facebook is, and there's a good chance one of us will reply back. But one of these, from there, you guys can actually relate back to the videos and watch step by step how to do everything and how every feature works. You know, so that way, if I know how I was back in the day before, before I started doing this, I would be kind of skeptical to ask questions, and until I learned, that's the only way to really learn is to ask questions. But there are people out there that don't like asking those questions and like to do this on their own pace in their own time. That's why we create these videos for those type of people. And of course, I mean, I don't like reading a manual and seeing how everything works. I just want to see how it's done so I can duplicate it. And if I mess up, I messed up, but I guarantee I'll learn from that. So ultimately, we are eventually going to create a manual as well for the wizard because it has been requested. So in the future, we probably will do that, but we feel that the videos are really helpful for the process of actually learning the software. And we also have those videos for the web, for the CorelDraw, for the beginners to CorelDraw as well, that will help you through the, at least learn the basics of Corel enough that you'll be able to do what we're doing here. All right? Thank you, Maxine. She said, you always reply over the weekend. Love it. Yes, and we actually have some dedicated employees here that, we work tough to get you guys as much information as we can. Again, if it wasn't for you guys, honestly, we wouldn't be here. So we want to do as much as we can to educate you guys and get your businesses up to the maximum level that we can. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you. But yeah, Sharon, and let me see if I can get to that real quick today. But let me go ahead and finish this off here so I can show you guys what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and now your customer really wants to add. She really wants to go ahead and add her name to the back of the shirt, all right? Or at least just a number. Let's go ahead and just type out a number. So we'll do 24, and let's just make that a little bit bigger here. So let's just say she really wants that 24 on the back of the shirt, right? So what we can do is, instead of, again, making two different mock-ups, what I'm going to do is just create one mock-up, one that's going to show the front and one that's going to show the back, all right? So let's go back to my fonts here, and let's just do baseball, of course. Why change it up, right? So let's go back to baseball. So with the numbers, it's a little bit different to add the second color on there, just because the way that it goes off the actual feature, it only reads letters right now. So what I have to do is I'm still going to hit my two-color magic text. So I'm still going to click two-color magic text, which converts it to orange. You see that? But really what that did is just added a second layer. All right? So what I need to do now is I'm going to double-click on my orange. I'm just going to highlight my numbers. So I double-click, highlight, and then if I hold Shift, so I'm holding Shift while I'm typing out 2-4 again. There it is. So Shift, 2-4, there's my second color. Now let's go ahead and increase the size of this just a tad bit. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and change the colors of our vinyl. So if I go to my magic vinyl here, and so much for 45 minutes, right? All right, so if I go to my magic vinyl here, notice how we have taken an image of every single vinyl color, or at least the glitter colors that we offer. Also, we have the holographic, we have the electric. Now these are all the Siser colors. Under the fashion vinyl, you're going to find the chemical vinyl as well. So let's say your customer calls in, and what colors you guys wanting here? Let's go ahead and magic glitter. What do you guys think for colors-wise? Let's go ahead and choose a couple cool colors here. Seems like I can never choose the right combination for the glitter colors when I'm trying to do these mock-ups, so I'll let you guys choose. Purple, Maxine, is that for the inside or outside? What do we want? In, perfect. Let's go ahead and do inside will be purple. So outline we want silver out, perfect. Oh, I don't know. Deborah might win this one. She referenced it back to the team, so Maxine, I think I'll let Deborah win on this one just because it relates to what we're going through right now. So, hey, Maxine's she's a good sport about it. Awesome, guys. All right, so let's do green and blue. So we'll do inside. We'll do a green, and then we'll do a blue on the outside. All right. Not quite the right green there, huh? Let's see how that light green looks. I like green grass a little better. I don't know how that worked out with Matt. Matthew said, boo, Green Bay. Yeah, I don't know how that one worked out. Don't blame me. I'm going off what you guys are telling me. All right, so stones. Let's go ahead and just make the stones crystal, just easier to see. All right, so we'll go down here and we'll make the same thing for this. Here we'll go blue, and inside we'll go green. Oh, we'll go green. So now we have Seahawks colors here, all right? So again, if we want to add the numbers to the back, leave that part unhighlighted. What we want on the front of the shirt, we'll highlight. So I'm going to highlight my M. Now this is telling, and now if the biggest thing is you guys want to make sure you keep it inside this workspace here. All right. So everything inside this workspace will be placed onto your mockup. So let's go ahead and highlight my M. I'm going to go to mockups here, and now where it says mockup with product, I'm just going to go ahead and here and select, let's go ahead and do a proof to the front and the back. All right. I'm going to do simulate stones. I'm going to do stone detail. And then we can do here, we can do TRW, webinar, M. All right, so we'll just do TRW, webinar, M, and let's go ahead and place this directly onto the woman's scoop neck front. All right, so let's click on that. It's going to run through the system, and there it is, bam. So there's my 24. Notice how because the 24 looks like I had it at 13.3 inches. That's why it looks so big on the back of the shirt, because we made it proportionate. So if the design's too big, it's going to look too big on the shirt. It's going to show up like that on the mock-up, right? So if you guys want to go ahead and change the color of the shirt, no problem. Let's go here, change the color. Let's go ahead and go yellow. So we can change that to yellow. Same thing with the front of the shirt, yellow. Now if I zoom in, notice what happened is I have my stones actually look realistic. So we have real rhinestones. We have real vinyl. All we did here is give the customer an option of seeing the design prior to it being cut out. So we're trying to make it as realistic as possible for these customers. So once they receive this proof sheet, they know exactly what that particular design is going to look like, all right? Very awesome, Denise. Awesome. So what is the difference between proof and mock-up? Yes, Deborah, you're a step ahead of me. I was going to get to the proof sheet here in a second, all right? Awesome, Maxine. So I'm glad that helped. So again, for the doubles like that we're doing for the front and back, the ones that's highlighted goes on the front. The ones that's not highlighted will go on the back, all right? Now, proof sheet. This is probably the most important part. This is your documentation, all right? So yeah, they have everything here. They love the design, but now they need to make sure that they sign off on it, and that way you have documentation ready to go. So in the future, they want the same design created for them. Just go to your files. Bam, there's your documentation of that particular design, exactly what you priced them at, quoted them at, what the quantity was they got, and everything else that was particular to that particular order. So here we have our rhinestone detail. So we have our 323 crystal. Obviously, we don't have anything on the back. We have our price code, quantity discount, shirt color, shirt style. If you scroll down here, obviously we have all the information for the customer, our signature down here where they're going to sign off on it, letting us know, hey, now that customer is serious. Let's go ahead and proceed with the production process. There you go, Maxine. And now here's the most important part about the proof sheet. So let's just say your business has a quicker turnaround than 5 to 7 business days. So you would really, really like to change this up around here? No problem. We actually made it easy for you guys to be able to edit this. So 3, 2, 4. Or if you permanently want to change it, we actually created a video that shows you exactly how to go into the settings and change that particular settings for your proof sheet. So very easy to go in there and change it, right? We normally do. Now the question was, do you charge a design fee? We normally do. Now for shirts, if they're doing a quantity over 25, we normally give them a design free. We'll exclude the design fee if they're doing it over a certain amount. Same with the transfers. If they're doing over, I believe it's 25 transfers the storefront does now. If you get 25 transfers or more, you're getting free design. You're not getting a design fee. Same thing goes with the shirt. Now, if you're placing a 1 or 2 shirt order, then we will charge a design fee unless we already had the design created, obviously. All right. So your customer gets this. Or excuse me. Now we're ready to send this to the customer. We're going to highlight our design. I'm going to go here to my export tab. I'm going to hit export or publish PDF and so on. We're going to publish it. We're going to export it. We're going to send it to our customer. They're going to approve it. They're going to sign off on it, send it back to you. We're ready to go. So now we're able to create this design. So let me show you now. We need to separate these colors, all right? So let's go ahead and get rid of the 24. We don't need that anymore. So we have our design here ready to go. But now we still need to create our templates for this particular design, all right? So what is the one thing we must remember when working with vinyl? All right, so it looks like you guys are on top of things this morning. Yep, exactly. So mirror it. Exactly. Mirror, reverse, perfect. But now we have rhinestones in this particular design. So we have rhinestones, we have vinyl. So in the past, what we'd had to do was create our templates and then go to the vinyl part and mirror it. So we would create, mirror, and then send to cutter, right? So what we have done is just cut out that middle part of mirroring it and made it very simple for you guys. So let me show you guys what we're going to do here. But I do see some questions coming in. Bernie says, is it possible to add a U to colors and change zip code to postcodes? Oh, yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely, Bernie. Like I said, you can edit all that in there. We do have the video. If you shoot us an email, I'll be more than happy to send you the video that shows exactly the process to edit that, all right? Actually, I believe it's a webinar that we created that takes you through every process and every step to actually complete that, all right? All right, so now back to our templates tab. So notice if you've been working with an older version of the TRW Stone Wizard, you'll notice a lot of this has changed here. So we have vinyl double cut. Obviously, if you're working with glitter vinyl, we always recommend a double cut. Just gives it a nice clean cut. Also makes the weeding process a lot easier for you guys. So we also have a vinyl double cut and stone double cut. So if you have working with a multi-deck design, that's going to do that as well for you. But what I want to show you really, guys, is this really cool feature we added to the wizard here, the templates. And now, before, it was just a left click and it would create the templates for you. Now what we've added was, if you do a right click, it's going to do something different for you. If you do a shift, right click is going to do something else different for you. If you do a shift, left click, it'll do something different for you. So one real quick way to remember all this, if you look down here at the bottom, so pay attention down here when I scroll over my TRW Magic templates, all right? What it says is right click, it mirrors. Shift click adds registration mark, all right? What that tells me is, so if I want to go here, and I really want to make this design into a multi-deck because we have rhinestones on the outside, but I still want to mirror the M. So once it actually creates the template, it's going to mirror the M's, but it's going to keep the rhinestone part the same, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my TRW Magic templates on top here, and I'm just going to right-click, and there it is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and right-click here. So the M is not the best letter to use if you guys can see what I'm talking about. Obviously, it's already a symmetrical letter, so when you mirror it, it looks exactly the same. So why don't we do a TRW then, real quick here. Yeah, B's good. I like that B. Great thinking there, Denise. Great thinking on your feet today. It's Friday. It's been a long week. We just got back from shows. It's great to have some good help from you guys. Thank you, guys. All right, so B, just real quick, let me go ahead and just, I'm just going to add stones for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So let's just add the stones. Okay, so it looks like the stones are in crystal, which is fine. Not a big deal. So let's go ahead and highlight. I'm going to just do my template, right-click, and there it is. So notice what it did there. Templates, I right-clicked on the templates, and there it is. So it not only did it mirror my B, but the actual rhinestone B part of it stayed the same. So that way we can cut out the sticky flock. And the reason why we don't mirror the rhinestone part of it, for any of you guys that haven't started doing any of the rhinestones, is the rhinestones you cut from the top. So the actual material you're cutting on, you're actually cutting the top of the material, whereas the vinyl, you're actually cutting through the back. So you obviously mirror it. So once you apply it or heat press it, it's going to be showing forward. The vinyl, because you're not actually cutting it from the back, you don't have to worry about the mirror. So that's why the B here with the rhinestones is going to show up the correct way, and then it mirrored the B for me. Now, let's just say you're working with signed vinyl. In that case, what I want to do is I'm going to hold Shift, and then I'm going to right-click. Actually, you know what? Let's not right-click, because signed vinyl, again, we don't have to cut to the back. So I'm just going to left-click for this one. So left-click, there it is. Bam. So we have our registration marks here for the vinyl, and then we also have our B and our rhinestones all separated for you. See that? So very quick and easy. Again, that's just there to cut some time off the actual creating the templates. But of course, we wanted to make sure that you guys never forget to mirror again. We've done it so many times that we don't want anybody else to go through, especially if you're starting out, because we know how overwhelming it could be. You know, you get an awesome looking design out, you cut it out, bam, you go to press it and realize that, hey, I forgot to mirror it. And don't let that bring you down, because it has literally happened to everybody. You can talk to anybody out there that has worked with a heat transfer vinyl and they'll tell you the same thing. It will happen. And that's just the nature of the beast. It just happens, all right? Make a selfie shirt. Have you seen those? Actually, I follow James Franco on Instagram, and I saw he came out with a selfie shirt. It's phenomenal. I love it. I couldn't believe it. Yes, make a selfie shirt. That's awesome. All right, guys. So I know we had a question about the scatter, so let me show you guys real quick the scatter effect. So let's see. Let's go ahead. So one last thing before we get out of here that I want to show you guys. So I'm going to go basic shapes. Let's go to my heart. All right, so a couple things here that we can do with this. So right now we have a heart here, right? So let's just say we want to create a cool looking effect on the outside. So let's go ahead and do 10 islands. We'll do to the outside, 0.07. Let's not do corner detect this time. And I'm going to do a decrease count by 9, and I'm going to do a fade by 0.02. And again, when it comes to this particular part of the wizard effects part, one of those things that, again, I can send you some of this information, but again, it's going to be just kind of playing around with it and seeing what settings works best for you. All right. So I'm just going to simply go island fill. And if I go here, get rid of my paths, and let's go ahead and change the color of my stones. So let's go ahead and make it yellow. Now what we have is a cool looking heart with a multi-deck on the inside. So we have the vinyl part on the inside and the rhinestones on the outside. So you can do anything you want. If you want to change the colors of that, you can. Just, again, gives it a really cool looking effect to the design. You see that? Now, I know we had some questions earlier in regards to this. Now, you were wanting to do the actual box around it, correct? So you actually wanted to do the scatter box around it. So let's just say if you had the word TRW. So let's say we have TRW. Now what I can do is what I normally like to do. I mean, you can do it this way. We can do a box scatter as well. So let's see what we can do here. If I can remember this correctly. Let's see. Let's see what this does, all right? Let's do an island fill. All right, so that actually didn't work out like I wanted to. Let's see if I remember exactly how to do this point. Let's see. Okay, so that's not what we wanted. Now, I think I do have it kind of to what I need it to be. Let's see. So we don't want actually islands. All right, you know what? Shoot me an email. I'm going to have to figure this out for you guys. Again, this is not something I've used in a long time, the effects part, just because it's not really something we normally use, just something, a cool effect there for you guys. But let me, shoot us an email, and I'll be able to send you that video over. I know there's just something, just one thing. Oh, I know what it is. Let's just do density of 10 here. Let's see if this works now. Okay, so it's not quite working there, but like I said, I can definitely figure that out for you guys, all right? Again, that's just a couple of the settings off in there, but I can definitely get that done for you guys. Exactly, yeah, Denise, just shoot me an email, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Once I figure it out, once I get out of here, I'll practice a little bit more on that. Again, it's not something you'll use a lot, but I know I saw that in the crafting with Rhinestone's page as well. I saw that a couple of questions came up on that. If anything, I'll go in there. I'll send that. I'll put that that video in there for you guys. All right. All right. Awesome, guys. Now, as many of you guys know, it is a free webinar, which we don't normally do any coupons or anything like that. But you know, the boss is away today, and I figured, you know, he doesn't get back till tomorrow, so why not have a little fun today? And why don't we do a little discount today? Why don't we do a coupon code? I don't know if you guys noticed yesterday. Let me show you guys something real quick here. So yesterday we had, let me go ahead and bring this up here. So yesterday we also had, let me go to our Facebook page. So yesterday we had, let me go ahead and do this on this side so you guys, I don't know if I have any information there that I don't want you guys to see, so I'm kidding. All right, let's go ahead and bring this back over here. So yesterday we had another coupon code. Actually, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we did put a video out showing kind of the progress of the warehouse and how the build out is going, and seeing, just so you guys can see a little insight of what we're going through over here. Like I said, I'm over here in a corner at the front of the warehouse where the lobby is supposed to be. And I'm doing this webinar. Like I said, I'm looking at this wall where it's going to be coming out. By the time I come on Monday, this whole place is going to be different. So it's a pretty cool experience. But let's go ahead and let me show you guys something real quick here. So if you actually go to the web page or our Facebook page here, just make sure you guys check out this video. A very, very cool video showing the process, the kind of the production and the process of the warehouse where we are right now with the build out. But also at the end of it, we're doing a little coupon code for you guys as well. Actually, let me go ahead and I'll type it in here for you guys so you guys all have it. So it's TRW, TYT, and the TYT just basically says it's TRW, thank you Thursday, us saying thank you for all your patience throughout the last couple of weeks while we've been moving. I know it's been quite hectic, especially for the orders getting out. So we wanted to make sure we accommodate you guys and, just basically say thank you for everything you guys have done for us last year, the year before that. I mean, throughout the history of TRW, but specifically now where we're going through this big change. You guys have been awesome throughout the whole process, very patient with us. So we want to do something nice and give you guys a little something. But on top of that, I also want to do, let's go ahead and do a download file coupon code as well. Why not, I know you all love the download files. It didn't work, Christy. Now, that's only on for Rhinestones and Rhinestuds. What were you trying to purchase? All right, let me know, and I'll be able to help you out. All right, Chrissy? So now I know you guys all like download files, so let's go ahead and do a 35% off. We'll do 35% off download files, and that will go on for 2 hours. So that'll be off download files and the pre-cut templates. So if, excuse me, in the, not pre-cut templates, I'm sorry, in the magic templates as well. So if you guys are looking into doing something or maybe trying out some of those different magic templates, such as the one I brought in, the football one, I know we have a couple other cool ones. We have one for the decal pack as well that we just created. A very, very cool font. Let me show you guys here. Now, for those of you guys that were asking about the documentation page, again, if you go here to our website, go to tutorials, go to documentation, and then under documentation, you're going to see where it says TRW, Stone Wizard, and CorelDraw shortcuts, right? Click on that. Going to bring up this page. Basically, it's going to show you some shortcuts when working in CorelDraw and the Stone Wizard. Now, again, for the bottom part down here, we're going to have to update this. We need to add a lot of different a lot of different clicks that are going to do different things as far as right click, left click, shift click. It's going to help you out. Obviously, the shortcut key or the shortcut cheat sheet is very useful. Normally, when I started out, I had this kind of on the side as well, so I could see all the different shortcuts for CorelDraw. CorelDraw has infinite amount of shortcuts that you can work with that will make your life easier. Once you start utilizing those, your life is going to be you're going to be a lot happier with the designing process. All right. Another quick thing I wanted to show you guys, just because I know it frustrates the heck out of me when I'm creating designs. Say CorelDraw crashes on you. Now this is something I normally don't show in the webinar for the Stone Wizard, but it just happened that yesterday I was creating a design and it literally bugged the heck out of me because I just could not get that design back. I had to restart from the beginning. So Corel actually gives you this option of, I'll go to my tools box, my tools up here, customization, and I go to save. So options, save. Right here I have this, and there's the reason why. So under save I have a backup every blank minutes, all right? If I click on that drop down, it tells me 5 minutes. So I'm going to select 5 minutes and I'm going to do specific, I'm going to do temporary folder, or you can do it to a specific folder. So if you want to save it to maybe one of the Dropbox folders or your server or wherever, you can save it this way and just hit OK. So what this is going to do, every 5 minutes, whatever I'm working on, it's going to save it for me. All right? So that's one quick trick there, just to help you guys out. Now Lisa is asking for the code. The reason why she has not seen the code is because I haven't said it. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it out here for you guys. So the code is going to be, oh, go ahead and get rid of this. All right, so the code today will be TRW download file webinar 35. All right, so here it is. Let me go ahead and make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Make sure everybody writes it down. I'll leave it up here for a few minutes. That way you guys can all see it. Let's go call, oh, do I have College Black in here? Yep. Go ahead and make it real big for you guys there. So there it is. There is the coupon code for today. That, again, is 35% off download file. So that's going to be going on for 2 hours, which is, obviously, we ran past our 45-minute scheduled webinar, and we ran past our hour scheduled webinar. So let's go ahead and start it at 12 o'clock. And, again, that's going to be 35% off all of our download files, including the magic templates. So go ahead and write this down. Let me know if you guys have any issues with it. If you do, I'll make sure to fix it while I'm still online with you guys. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Do you have to save it first? And then it will start saving. Yes, 3. So make sure you save it first, and then it'll start saving. All right. All right. Don, I will let you know when Matt gets back. This is actually Rudy. It's Rudy doing the webinar today. I'm sorry. Matt is actually on vacation. He stayed behind in Vegas, or excuse me, in California a few days later. It was actually his son's birthday while we were in ISS Long Beach. So he wanted to make it up to him, obviously, which we understand completely. It was pretty cool. We actually, during one of the in-booth trainings, Matt got everybody that was surrounding the booth to sing happy birthday while we were FaceTiming him. So that was a really cool experience for him. I believe he turned 6 or 7. So you can imagine a 7-year-old getting that call with a lot of people singing happy birthday to you. Probably made him feel pretty special. So that was really, really cool. Really cool experience there at the show. Denise. Yeah, the roller coaster ride. That was a good one. That was obviously he forgot that we were 3 hours ahead of him. So around like probably 5:45 our time, or excuse me, 4:45 our time, right before we closed down, he sent us this video. Post this on the website. Make sure they get the coupon code. So it was pretty funny, but I mean, it was awesome. I mean, the actual video was pretty awesome. And then of course, we're gonna give you guys a little $5 discount or coupon as well, on top of it. We don't just create videos for nothing. All right. Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome, Maxine. So he was able to answer your email? Awesome, awesome. Good to hear. Can electric silver lens be layered on top of silver lens? Yes. Suzanne, the actual Easyweed, because the electric lens falls under that Easyweed category, all those materials can be layered. All right? Easyweed can be layered. Anything like holographic, glitter vinyl, those you can't layer. Denise, send us an email in regards to how to send it to the cutter. If you're working with one of the cutters that we have installed in the Wizard, so export here, we have some different cutters installed. Basically what happens is all these different companies here offer a macro, such as the TRW Stone Wizard here, a macro that's basically going to allow you to cut directly from CorelDraw, and it's going to send it to your particular cutter. So depending on the cutter you're working with, that's how it all depends on how you're going to send the file over, right? Definitely. I'll run it by him, all right? All right, thanks for the help. Oh, there you go, Deborah. Awesome. Christy, you know what? Let me go ahead and write that down. If that's something you guys want to see, if you guys want to see some of the silver lens, I'm sure we can save some up and bring some for the Dallas show. Let's go ahead and that's actually a pretty cool concept because have you actually been trying to figure out what different vinyl materials we want to bring to the show? It seems like we just can never get it right as far as the colors that you guys want. So, you know what? Maybe what we'll start doing is maybe shooting an email prior to the show, kind of survey, where we can see what colors you guys want to see at the show. Something we can I'll run by Matt and see what we can go from there. All right, guys? All right, awesome. So I'll do silver lens. I'll write that down right now. Now, a lot of you guys going to the Dallas show coming up here. Awesome, Chrissy, awesome. Now, have you guys ever seen actually on the website, have you guys actually been to the section here where you can actually sign up for the shows? So we have our show schedule here. You can actually go here to says show schedule and free passes. If you click on that, what we'll have here is actually our full show date. You can actually sign up for the Dallas show here. It'll be a free registration. Also, if you guys have never done this before, because once you sign up, you obviously get a registration number for signing up. What we have here is a free TRW crew member show transfer shirt. Pretty cool little concept. We started up about a year and a half ago at the shows. And basically what it is we'll send you a free transfer here. So I'm a TRW Bling Diva. Now for the guys, gentlemen, we are working on a guy's shirt. I know, I believe Angie's here, Angie Russell. I know her husband came up with an awesome idea. I'm a TRW Bling dude, or I believe it said I'm a TRW dude. And I have stones or something like that. Something pretty funny. It was creative. And so we're looking at different ways that we can actually incorporate a transfer like this to be able to get it for the guys as well. Even though we love to see the guys wearing this particular transfer to the show, which we see quite often now. But basically what it is, we'll send you this free transfer. And if you wear it to the show, we'll give you one of our swag bags, we call them. Swag bags. Yes, the Rhinestone World carries its own swag bag that we give out to you guys basically to make it easy for a little thank you for wearing our shirt, and of course, thank you for being a loyal customer to us, to the Rhinestone World. Again, you'll notice if you've never seen one of our webinars, if you've never seen any of our Facebook page, one of the things we always focus on is obviously you guys. We want to make sure that we're doing everything possible to help your businesses out, and anything extra that we can give, I think, is really beneficial. So we try to do as much as we can to get as much product and information out to you guys for that particular reason. All right. The men of TRW have stones. There it is, Angie. Thank you so much. The men of TRW have stones. I like it. Pretty clever there. Maxine, trying to try down to Orlando next month. Perfect. Yes, Maxine, that's actually going to be a really great show. If you guys are going to the Orlando show, I did post a link yesterday on Facebook. It's a free link. It's going to take you through the process of signing up, but it's going to be basically a free pass for you guys. So make sure, if you guys haven't seen that, just shoot us an email. I'll be more than happy to send you guys that link. And I'll probably send a mass email later on before the show as well. Dax in Chicago. Yes, Tanya, we will be there. I know we met you last year in Chicago. Is it nearly as cold as it was last year? Because I might have to opt out of that one then. I cannot deal with that cold weather. It was brutal. Not lately? Perfect. Okay, then I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So one last time, let's go ahead and bring up that coupon code for you guys. We have the TRW DLF Web 35, 35% off download files for the next 2 hours. I'll go ahead and deactivate the code around 2:30 for you guys, all right? Awesome, guys. No problem, Bernie. Glad I could help. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions at all in regards to this webinar. I'll be more than happy. Just shoot me an email, say attention, Rudy. Maxine, of course, I shouldn't have said 2:30. I know what that usually ends up is. You guys won the 2:30 one. Thank you, Ann. As always, thank you for your pleasure for being here, and thank you for participating today in the webinar. As always, my name is Rudy here with the Rhinestone World. Thank you for joining. 3, go figure. Good one, Maxine. So again, thank you for joining me today. It's actually our first ever webinar here in the brand new Bling headquarters, the new and improved Bling headquarters. Actually, to say thank you to the guys working here, because honestly, without their help, specifically, they're the builders over here. Without their cooperation here with the last hour 15 minutes, we couldn't get this webinar done. So thank everybody over there working in the warehouse, but most of all, thank all the guys here at the call center and everybody in the warehouse, because they have done a tremendous job the last couple of weeks keeping up, making sure the Rhinestone World is running properly and running efficiently for you guys to be able to get all your orders done. So again, thank you everybody for being so patient with us the last couple of weeks. We'll be able to knock out a lot more videos and webinars here in the next couple months, and of course the rest of the year. And one of the biggest things, if you guys have seen the video, we have a huge training room coming into the warehouse, which is going to be basically the heart of the warehouse. That is where we're going to help you guys really become successful. You guys are going to be able to come in. We're going to do a lot of the videos. Everything and anything is going to be right there. As far as the education part of it, helping you guys out, again, expand and increase your business, which is ultimately our main goal. So again, thank you everybody for joining me today. My name is Rudy. Thank Daniel here on the side, because he will get this video up and loaded on the YouTube channel today, as he said earlier. So if anything doesn't get posted, make sure you guys go back to him. His email is dgray@rhinestoneworld.com. Make sure you guys contact him for that. Don't come back to me. All right, guys. Again, my name is Rudy with the Rhinestone World. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Oh, make sure you guys keep up to date with the webinars. We'll be coming out with more webinars next week as well. I know Matt's got a lot of stuff he wants to take care of when he gets back. So videos and webinars galore next week. Stay tuned, guys. Have a great weekend.